Hello everyone, welcome to this series on the history of English literature. And in this video, we are going to discuss the development of poetry in the age of Milton. Introduction. The development of poetry in the age of Milton has been marked by the evolution of various subgenres such as the lyric, the epic, the ode, and descriptive and narrative poetry. Each of these forms reflects the cultural, religious, and intellectual currents of its time, contributing to the rich tapestry of English literature. The lyric. The lyric poetry of this period is characterized by its focus on themes of love and religion. Love lyrics, often dedicated to idealized figures like Althea, Celia, and Phyllis, were crafted with an air of polite compliment and courtly jest rather than genuine passion. These figures, resembling stock characters from pastoral poetry, reflect a tradition of artificiality in their portrayal. The language used in these poems, though elegant and charming, lacks the depth of true emotional expression. Notable poets of this style include Robert Herrick, Richard Lovelace, Sir John Suckling, and Thomas Carew, whose works epitomize this approach. In contrast, religious lyric poetry, as seen in the works of Richard Crashaw and Henry Vaughan, often exudes passionate intensity. These poems, though sometimes stylistically incongruous, offer a glimpse into the fervent spiritual experiences of their authors. John Milton's religious lyrics, while superbly crafted, are marked by a lack of spontaneity, with his sonnets achieving greater emotional depth. The epic. The epic form, known for its grand treatment of sublime subjects, finds a prominent place in this period. Although early English attempts at epic poetry, such as Abraham Cowley's David Ice 1656 and Sir William Davenant's Gondibert 1650, adhered to the outward conventions of the genre, they ultimately failed to capture its true spirit. The most significant contribution to the English epic tradition is John Milton's Paradise Lost, which he started writing in 1658. Despite the somewhat unsuitable choice of the fall of man as its subject, given his lack of heroic action, Milton's work stands as a triumph of epic style. His adherence to the unity of action, the grandeur of his characterizations, and the mastery of language solidify Paradise Lost as a monumental work in English literature. Milton's later work, Paradise Regained 1671, while following similar lines, is shorter and less impactful. The Ode. The ode, another significant form of poetry, underwent notable development during this period. While Spenser's epithalamion and prothalamion had already established the irregular ode as a high form of poetic expression, this era saw the emergence of the Pindaric ode. Though seemingly irregular, the Pindaric ode is bound to strict rules and is characterized by its ornate and artificial language. This form, exemplified by Abraham Cowley's Pindaric Odes 1656, resonated with a transitional period that craved both artificiality and an appearance of freedom. Descriptive and narrative poetry. Descriptive and narrative poetry also flourished during this period, with works like Milton's La Allegro and Il Penseroso, Herrick's pastoral poems, and Crashaw's religious descriptive pieces. These poems, along with Sir John Denham's Cooper's Hill 1642 and William Chamberlain's Faronida 1659, reflect a growing tendency to shy away from the wildness of nature in favor of more conventional, bookish landscapes. This shift indicates the early stirrings of a new classicism, which would soon dominate English literature. Conclusion: Milton's age witnessed the maturation and refinement of various poetic forms, each reflecting the intellectual and cultural shifts of the time. Whether in the courtly charm of the lyric, the grand sweep of the epic, the structured freedom of the ode, or the descriptive elegance of narrative poetry, these forms collectively contribute to the rich and diverse tradition of English literature. So, this was the discussion on the development of poetry in the age of Milton. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other topic. Until then, goodbye and thank you.